BIG Industries Berhad has been operating in East Malaysia for more than 30 years. BIG stands for Bintulu Industrial Gas. The group established its business in 1982 in Miri, Sarawak. BIG is involved in manufacturing, distribution and marketing of industrial gas, provision of services and maintenance and trading in related products in Peninsula Malaysia, Sabah and Sarawak. Second, manufacturing, distribution and marketing of ready-mix concrete product and related services in Sabah. Third, property development in Peninsula Malaysia, Sabah and Sarawak. KESM Industries Berhad is the world's largest independent provider of burn-in and test services. By independent, it is mean that the group is not related to any of the customers. KESM is principally involved in ensuring the reliability and functionality in integrated circuit by providing burn-in and test services. KESM Industries Berhad main business activities are: first, burn-in services, a process that strikes semiconductor to identify and remove potentially weak circuit. Second, electrical testing, testing semiconductor integrated circuit to determine if they operate as intended. Third, tape and reel assembly and electronic manufacturing service. Fourth, scan and pack system business, another business activity of KESM Industries Berhad.
Financial ratios and interpretation for BIG Industry Berhad Company. First, liquidity ratios. Current ratio data show that BIG Industry Berhad has 2.78 ringgit Malaysia in current asset for every 1 ringgit Malaysia of current liabilities. This is a strong liquidity indicator. It shows that the company has enough asset to cover debts in short terms. The quick ratio of 2.73 is still very strong. It shows that this company has 2.73 ringgit Malaysia in quick asset for every 1 ringgit Malaysia in current liabilities. The company has shown that it can comfortably meet short-term obligation even without relying on inventory sales. Second, activity ratios. This ratio show how efficiently the company used its total asset to generate income. The total turnover of this asset is used as much as 0.662. It shows that for every 1 ringgit Malaysia of asset, the company has generated 0.662 ringgit Malaysia in net sale. However, it shows that this efficiency is moderate, but there may still be room for improvement in using the company's asset more effectively to advance sales. An account receivable turnover of 5.523 indicate that this company collect account receivable about 5.5 times a year. This is a good indicator for BIG Industry Berhad because it is effective in managing its credit policy and collecting payment from customers. Third, profitability ratios. The profit margin on sales data of 0.072 show that BIG Industry Berhad retained around 7.2% of its revenue as profit after covering all its expenses for every 1 ringgit Malaysia of sale. This company show positive indicators as it can explore cost management or revenue improvement strategies to improve ratios. The return on common shareholder equity of 6.8% show that this company earned 0.068 ringgit Malaysia in net income for every 1 ringgit Malaysia of shareholder equity. It shows modest return and is proposed to increase profitability or improve operational efficiency to provide higher return to shareholders. Lastly, leverage ratios. The debt of asset ratio of 8.2% of BIG Industry Berhad total asset is financed by liabilities, while the remaining 1.8% is financed through equity or other means. This shows that a low level of financial leverage can reduce financial risk and show a conservative approach to debt financing. This ratio compares the amount of debt with the shareholders' equity to assess the financial leverage of BIG Industry Berhad. The debt to equity ratio of 39.2% show that for every 1 ringgit Malaysia of equity, BIG Industry Berhad has a debt of 0.392 ringgit Malaysia. It shows a relatively low level of debt. Therefore, the company will trust more on equity than debt to finance its operations.
KESM Industry Berhad. The first one is liquidity ratio. The current of ratio of 4:6:1 means that every RM1 is current liabilities. The KESM Industries Berhad has RM6.61 in current asset to cover them. A current ratio above 1 generally indicates a good liquidity position, meaning the company has more than enough current asset to cover its short-term company. A ratio of 4.61 is very high, suggesting the company is in a strong liquidity position and capable of meeting its short-term liabilities. The quick ratio of 4.59 indicates that for every RM1 of current liabilities, the company has RM4.59 in liquid asset. The second one is activity ratio. The KESM Industry Berhad is generating RM1 in sales of every RM1 of asset. This suggests average asset efficiency. The company turns into receivables 6.38 times per year, or approximately once every 39 days. This is a strong performance, suggesting company is efficient in collecting payments and maintaining good cash flow. And then this ratio suggests that the KESM Industry Berhad is efficiently managing in receivable, but there could be opportunities to optimize the use of its total asset for generating higher asset. The third one is profitability ratios. Profit margin measure how much profit a company generates from its total sales. In this case, the company has a profit margin of 1.45%, means every one in sales, the company earns RM0.01.145 in net profit. The company may have high cost of goods sold, COGS, or other expenses in its operation. Return on equity ROE measures how effectively the company is using shareholders' equity to generate profits. In this case, the company has a ROE of 0.91%, meaning that for every RM1 of equity invested by shareholders, 0.91 ROE is quite low, suggesting that the company is not using its shareholder equity efficiently to generate profit. The last one is leverage ratio. A debt to asset ratio of 0.27 and a debt to equity ratio of 0.36 indicate that the KESM Industry Berhad is pretty managed, with a low level of debt compared to equity and asset. This makes the company financially stable with low exposure to financial risks. The KESM Industry Berhad is in a good position to weather economic downturns and has the capacity to take on more debt if necessary without overly increasing financial risks.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nurbatusha Christina. My matrix number is 304507. In this video, I'm going to talk about the comparison between the two companies' financial ratio. The first one is liquidity ratio. The liquidity ratios of KESM Industries Berhad and B Industries Berhad shows that KESM has better short-term liquidity with higher current and quick ratios, indicating a substantial financial buffer. Despite slightly lagging, B Industries has strong financial health with impressive current and quick ratios. KESM is less vulnerable to sudden financial stress due to better liquidity. The second one is activity ratios. KESM Industries Berhad handles receivable better than B Industries Berhad, with a 9.38 times higher accounts receivable turnover ratio and a total asset turnover of 1.0, indicating better control over cash inflows and outflows. Despite a slightly lower turnover of 0.662, KESM Industries Berhad is more asset efficient as they can significantly use their asset to increase revenue. The third one is profitability ratios. Big Industries Berhad generates a gross profit margin of 7.2% on sales, while KESM Industries Berhad has a gross profit margin of 1.0%. However, KESM earns a higher return on equity ROE for common shareholders at 9%, indicating greater proficiency in generating returns on equity investors. The last one is leverage ratios. Both firms have low financial leverage, with Big Industries Berhad having a moderate use of debt for financing operations and expansions. KESM Industries Berhad has lower leverage metrics, with a debt to assets ratio of 27% and a debt to equity ratio of 36%, indicating a more mechanistic financial structure with less use of debt as the financing source. That is all from me. Thank you.
How the company can improve their current performance. Big Industry Berhad. To enhance its current performance, the company must focus on several aspects, such as financial performance. The company must focus on improving liquidity. Even though the liquidity ratio shows as the current ratio 2.78 and the quick ratio 2.73, this is indicate the company currently has a healthy financial position, but still the company can improve the liquidity by increasing cash reserve and liquidity asset. This can be achieved by optimizing cash management. Additionally, the company can improve its working capital management by optimizing inventory level, reducing the time it takes to collect account receivable, and extending payment with the suppliers. Enhancing asset utilization. The company total asset turnover is 0.662. To improve this ratio, the company could consider optimizing its asset base. The company can improve the asset management practices to ensure that the existing asset that used as efficiency as possible. For instance, the company can upgrade the equipment and machines. This could help to generate more output with same investment. This action would lead to the better asset utilization and helping the company to generate more revenue. Furthermore, the company should more focus on improving the profitability. The company's current profit margin is 7.2%. This is indicate the company have a reasonable portion of revenue. To increase the profitability, the company should focus on increasing the revenue and reducing the cost. Cost control is the most crucial thing in improving profit in margin. For example, the company should focus on reducing operational costs by improving the efficiency in production and management. The company also can use price strategy, and the manager should always review and make sure about the price strategy to ensure the product and service are sold at the highest possible margin. Last but not least, monitoring and continuous improvement. The company must continually track and evaluate the company's performances. The company should always review financial position and key performance indicator (KPIs). As we know, KPIs help to identify areas that require attention and improvement, as well help to measure the success of business in achieving goal. This proactive approach to lead a sustainable improvement in performance and profitability over the time. Let's talk about KSM Industry Berhad. The company can improve their current performance by enhancing asset utilization. The company can focus on improving the efficiency of current asset. For instance, if there is any excess cash or receivable, the company can invest or collect faster to generate return. Even though the company has a good quick ratio, managing inventory efficiently can free up the capital that can be reinvested. To improve this, the company can use or review its asset being utilized. For example, the company can use just-in-time JIT inventory system to reduce the holding cost and improve the cash flow. Enhancing profitability. One of the most critical areas for improvement in profitability. The company's current financial position show 0.01% profit margin. This is indicating that sales are not translated into profit. This is a trivial concept that needs to be addressed by the company immediately. At first, the company should reduce unnecessary costs. For instance, the company could perform a detailed audit and trim unnecessary operational costs. On the other hand, the company should focus on increasing the sales by expanding market reach and developing new products. Moreover, the company can improve profitability by focusing on high-margin products. Managing financial leverage. The company debt to asset ratio is 0.27 and debt to equity ratio is 0.36. Suggests a moderate on debt. The company remains to caution about the increasing debt load, especially given a current lack of profitability. Is unable to generate a consistent profit, managing debt could be the most challenging. It also essential for the company to maintain a focus on a cash flow management. Even if a profitability remains weak in a short term, strong cash flow can keep the company operate and able to service its debts. Last but not least, improve financial management. Effective financial management will improve profitability and also reduce the financial risk. Can also use the cash flow management. The company can implement a tighter cash flow management practices to ensure a sufficient liquidity for the business operation. Company should closely monitor account payable and receivable so that the company can avoid a liquidity problem and also reduce bad debt.